Hello, Braves country. This is Coach Ken Anderson coming from Hardcore Braves, and I got my two guys here ready to talk a winning series. Ryan and Ben, how the heck are you doing?
I'm a hell of a lot better than I was about 48 hours ago. I tell you that. After that third loss, first loss of the series, I was kind of down in the dumps a little bit, but they brought it back, baby. We ride.
We do, Ryan.
This team's
What
got
do?
spirit, Ken. This team's got effing spirit. And I didn't drop the F bomb. You should be proud of me. But I am
Woo!
doing very well. Doing very well.
My mom
Very
listens to
proud
this
of you. Very
podcast,
proud
Ryan,
of you.
so thank you.
So, folks, real quick, we're going to kind of do it a little different tonight because, as you know, Ben has baby duty. And so we're going to do what we thought with the series, and then me and Ryan will go back in and we'll get you all the nitty gritty. So we took 2 out of 3, did what we wanted to, 4-3 road trip, 8-5 on the year. I think we're right where we need to be, Ben. Good series. We won the 2 games we were supposed to. We lost the game we probably could have lost. I know Sell was on the mound, but Soriano's tough. So what do you think about the series just overall?
Well, first off, the reason that we're doing it kind of out of order tonight really is because we just recorded 2/3 of a podcast, and the internet just kept cutting out. So we gotta up our internet game. If y'all want to Venmo us, help us get some more internet. Hey, I'm not going to complain. However, as far as the series goes, uh, man, it was honestly a great series. It was great to see. You saw some fight figuratively and literally out of this team, and I was just happy to see it, man. 2 out of 3. They're in a great spot right now. If you'd have told me at the beginning of the year that they were going to be 8-5 at the end of a 13 straight, not even just 13 straight games, but in the middle of this 13 straight games, you're going cross country to the West Coast and playing 2 teams out there. Like, that is impressive. I don't care who you are. I saw somebody say that it's not horrible that they're 8-5 right now. And I'm like, what did you expect? Like, if you're expecting 13-0, then don't watch baseball because that's just not going to happen. So, like I said, I'm excited. I'm hyped. Great series. Let's go.
Yeah, and I'm with you. I'm getting a little annoyed now because I don't know what you were expecting. Um, it's really a dismissal on how good these teams can be. The Diamondbacks have a really good lineup, and they have a really strong team. The Royals, another really good lineup, and the A's, they can present problems. And the Angels have played well this year. They just now slipped under 500. They're probably going to be close to that ball team. And we faced one of the most dominant pitchers in the game, if the most dominant pitcher, early start of the season. And Ryan, I'm telling you, I feel good coming out of LA, getting on the plane 2 out of 3. What do you think?
It's a best case scenario. You wanted to have a winning road trip, especially after you started off 2-0, and then you lose 3 in a row to come back and win the last 2 games to make it a 4-3 trip. That adds to the good homestand that you already put together. And I mean, you're in the best spot in the NL East already after 13 games. There's not much to complain about. There's going to be some games that you lose. There's going to be some games that you win that you shouldn't win. And right now, this team's playing the best baseball that they have played in 2 years. So everybody who's complaining, please stop. They are playing really good baseball. So please enjoy it. We haven't seen it for a long time.
But
Exactly.
but Ryan, what about Austin Riley sucks and so sucks and this Ronald sucks? It's like, who cares? They're 8-5. You wanted a winning ball club. They're giving you a winning ball club.
And they're 8-5 with a lot of missing pieces that aren't doing
Yes.
much right now. That's the good news, chat.
Yeah, and the thing that's probably the most aggravating for me as a coach and a longtime fan is I know we get caught up. We all do. You should see our chats. We go back and forth. We understand your frustration, but to continuously verbalize and not appreciate what Mauricio Dubon has brought to this team and the energy, and Yastrzemski has professional at bats. His catch, he's made catch. He's played well, and Suarez has been nails for us. And besides looking at the positive, yes, Riley's making $22 million, and it happens. He's a slow starter, and he got off to a bad start. He recovered nicely in this series, and I think Austin may be close. Ben, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, he had what, 2 walks today and another knock. I think he had an RBI today too, didn't he? Um, I think so.
His most impressive at bat might have been the 99 mile an hour fastball he hit to deep center. He got on
Yeah,
top of that ball.
110
yeah.
off
I
the bat.
mean, he regardless.
Yeah.
I don't have the stats right here in front of me, but I know he walked twice and had at least one knock. But he looked good. He's looking a lot better. Like Ryan said in one of our chats earlier, he's more locked into the plate. He's not flying open. He's doing a lot of things well. He's looking more balanced, more comfortable in the batter's box. And that's, being comfortable and mentally there is 90% of the battle. Um, well, unless you're Yogi Berra, and then it's 70% physical and the other half mental or whatever he said.
Yeah, that's what
But
it is. Yeah.
but no, it's great to see the improvements in this series from Austin Riley, and I'm very happy that he's hopefully, knock on wood, turning it around. Hello.
You were knocking on wood. What do you got?
Oh, I'm just saying, knocking on wood. I'm glad he's turning it around.
Like, not to
Yeah,
jinx it.
mine
You never
too.
heard that?
Yeah, I've heard that.
Oh, I was about to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that. So, you know, pitching wise, Holmes really did us a big solid today. 100 pitches today. Lopez threw good in his 4 2/3 innings. Sale threw good for the first 3 innings, and he kind of unraveled in the 4th inning. What's your take on our starting pitching this series?
Man, the starting pitching this series, it left a lot to be desired the first 2 games. Chris Sale, who's normally just nails, he came in and did not have his best start in the slightest. Him not being able to go deep, and then Reynaldo deciding that a baseball would be his weapon of choice in the brawl. That also did not bode too well for the starting pitching. So, to be honest with you, I mean, love him or hate him, whatever anybody wants to say, Grant Holmes was phenomenal today. He did everything the Braves and Walt Weiss wanted him to do and needed him to do. And he single handedly probably saved this series for me, just by going out there and gutting it out and getting it done.
Yeah, he was outstanding. Ryan, what's your take on the starting pitching this series?
Raylo was really good in his 4 2/3 before the situation that we will cover. Don't you worry. And then Grant, look, that game could have gotten away from him very quickly, and he rebounded very well. And we needed him to go deep in this game because we literally did not have a bullpen available. And he shoved it up the Angels' rear ends from that point forward for 6 2/3 and gave the bullpen the rest of the day off, basically.
Yeah,
And it can't be
speaking of
understated
the
either. I was just going to say, it can't be understated either how much the offense actually clicking helped too. I mean, if this was a 3-2 ball game going into the 7th inning, Grant's not in this game.
No.
But since it's a 7-2 or 8-2 ball game, it was an easy choice, I think, for Walt to leave Grant in there and let him try to, push it to the limit.
Yeah, and speaking of the offense, people want to do this on a bat by bat cases. The Braves still scored 17 runs in this series. 17 runs.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's almost 6 runs a game. You score almost 6 runs a game, you're probably going to win 2 out of 3 times, and they did that.
Yeah.
So,
And
yeah.
I think it was you that said, Ken, that they are tied with the Dodgers for the best run differential in baseball right now. At 34 plus 34.
34 plus 34 in MLB.
Yeah.
That's right. The Evil Empire and the Braves. And John Smoltz says you got to be a top 5 team in run differential to win the World Series. The Rangers, back when they won, were not. But other than that, he's been accurate. And not saying we're going to win the World Series, but we got the kind of team that can actually go into those numbers. So, you know, just just the offense looks better. Ryan, biggest one is you did a take on Austin Riley, and Austin's bats the last two games look more like Austin Riley.
Yeah, he was hunting the fastball, Ken. I think that was my biggest complaint on Austin was he was too busy trying to guess, and today he just said, you know what? I'm just going to go out there and look for the fastball, and he looked a lot more comfortable. His swings were confident. What I mean by that, he was attacking the baseball again. He wasn't defensive. He wasn't just trying to put the ball in play or just make contact. No, he was looking to do damage today with his swings. He looked really good at the plate today.
Yeah, he really did. He really does. And Ben, I was going to let you talk a little bit about Jonah Heim. Jonah he kept the ball. Got his first hit RBI, but then today he got a huge double. He's actually done a good job for us. He's caught the 3 shutouts, and I know Murphy's doing his rehab starting Friday. But it's kind of nice to have another catcher in there. It's a veteran that's been to the World Series that you kind of have help with this staff, don't you think?
Yeah, it absolutely is. I mean, with him being behind the plate for the 3 shutouts, now obviously you need pitchers who are capable of doing something like that. But having a catcher behind the plate who you're comfortable throwing to, and you're able to really just have that chemistry with the pitching staff and everybody like that is huge. Sean Murphy has that, but I think Jonah Heim has kind of just been a godsend for this team in the pitching staff, considering how good defensively he's been, how good communicating with the pitchers he's been. I mean, I can guarantee you it's no accident that he's been in the lineup so much because of what he could do behind the dish.
Yeah, he handles the staff really well too. And on the offensive side, really quick here, Ryan Ozzie hit a home run on Tuesday night. That on a changeup he struggles with. Ozzie is showing signs that this could actually be a good year for him. What do you think on Ozzie maybe having a real productive 2026?
Ken, you heard my prediction at the beginning of spring training. I said he was going to hit 25 bombs and an 820 OPS, and I'm not backing down. Ozzie looks really good from both sides of the plate. He looked good right-handed today. He's hit 2 bombs to the pull side, and they weren't cheapies either. So he's got his hands are healthy. He's got his power back. And I think the one thing that's really going unnoticed is how good his at bats have been consistently this year. I really like where Ozzie's at right now as a hitter.
One of the things, Ben, I've noticed about Ozzie is he is starting to maybe swing at more balls in the zone, which is a nice thing. I think it'll lead to. I'm not sure he'll get to the 820 OPS. I'm hoping he does, but he does look a little better this year, don't he?
Yeah, I think that's something to be said about the entire lineup too. A lot of the lineup guys are swinging the pitches in the zone. Finally, I couldn't tell you how many times, especially last year, I'd be watching this team, and they'd watch strike one go right by them, fastball down the middle of the plate, and then swing at the next 2 curveball, changeup, split, cutter, whatever that's 3, 4, 5, 6 inches off the plate, and just wildly swing at it. And I'm like, it was just so infuriating to me. But now it seems like the lineup is everybody, and especially Ozzie too, is going to the plate with a plan, executing that plan, and making sure that things are the way that they need them to be to succeed. And I'm loving what I'm seeing from Ozzie, especially.
Yeah, I am too. And then another guy that we need to talk about, Michael Harris got a walk today, and that's
Woo!
2 for the season. And yeah, he's on pace for 26 point something. So we'll give him the extra 27 walks this year. If
The extra
Michael Harris
14.
gets, I know, if Michael Harris gets to 27 walks this year, are we going to be excited, deflated, or surprised? What's the word we're going to use if Michael Harris can somehow get to 27 walks in 2026?
If Michael Harris, I'll say it right here on the podcast, if Michael Harris gets to 35 walks this year, I'll give away this Michael Harris rainbow foil rookie card. All right, to somebody who listens to the podcast. He has to get to 35 walks. And if he does, I'll give this card away. But I just want him to do it. Just do it for the people, Mike.
That'd be a great.
Do it for the people.
Amen. Amen. I'm all for it. Ryan wants 40. So what do you think about Michael Harris? If he gets to 27, since you put such a big number out there, how are you going to feel?
Listen, 40 walks is not unattainable for Michael. I feel like he is consistently, because you can say this last year, he did not have good at bats consistently, and I think Michael would attest to that. But he has consistently had good at bats where he's worked deep counts. He's at least had one or two of those a game. And eventually, once he starts getting even more locked in than he already is, he's going to start taking those close 3-2 pitches and taking those walks. I believe Michael can get to 40. I believe he can get to 40.
I saw
Yeah.
this model on X today, and it was talking about MLB's unluckiest hitters, and it was talking about the difference between actual slugging percentage and the X slug of different players. And Ronald and Michael were two of the top 5 guys in that list, and it just things aren't falling for them right now. But once they do, watch out.
I got one more thing on Michael. I want y'all right now to go look up his Savant page and compare it to 2022 and 2023. It's way better. That's all I'm going to say. It's way better. Way better.
I'm ready. I'm a huge Money Mike fan, and I hope he has a huge year. All right, so we've been having our internet issues have been having to get going. We'll give ours at the end of the segment, but what was your play of the series, Ben?
My play of the series, and y'all are probably gonna laugh at me, but it's absolutely gonna be Walt Weiss going full on Brian Urlacher on Jorge Soler. Perfect form tackle. Just got him, wrapped him up. Wasn't an arm tackle. He lifted him and then dropped him on the ground. Just great form. And I think, in all seriousness, the brouhaha that happened in Game 2 is really what woke this team up. They were kind of piddling. They lost Game 1. They had just given up the 2 runs, to tie the ball game, and then all of a sudden you're very pessimistic about how the series is going. That fight happens, that brawl happens. After that, it's like everybody just woke up and realized, oh shoot, we're a good baseball team. Let's play like it. And ended up scoring 5 more runs after that, and then 8 runs today. So that's my play of the game, or play of the series.
I love it. I think it's a pivotal moment. I think Braves country itself, when it happened, just felt like like we did in 2021. Like, wow, we
Yeah.
can do this. So I agree. And how about your MVP of the series?
My MVP of the series, and I know it's going to be a controversial take, especially to some folks on Twitter. Grant Holmes. Grant Holmes is my MVP of the series because of what he did today. Going 6 2/3 when they absolutely needed him to go 6 2/3 to help this bullpen get a couple of rest days. Not only that, but absolutely just hammering it down in that second inning. It could have easily got way out of hand. He could have blown that door open, and the Angels could have scored 5, 6, 7 runs. But he had bases loaded, no outs, tie ball game 2-2. To be able to come out of that and leave it at a tie ball game, give your team a chance, and then not only that, but take it into the 7th inning, go 6 2/3 innings, and let your bullpen have a rest day. That is huge and so clutch for this team. So my MVP of the series is Grant Holmes for what he did today.
I think it's well deserved as a former pitching coach. When you hand that ball to a pitcher and say, "I can't come get you for a while," it says a lot about Grant. And like we always keep telling y'all, you can debate where you want him, but you can't debate his heart and how good he really is. So, um, I think it's a great pick. So I know you got to cut out of here. We're going to break down each one of these games and give ours. You got anything else to add before the Guardians come to town this weekend?
I'm very jealous of everybody who gets to go watch Jose Ramirez play baseball. That dude right there is just an absolute stud. Has been for a long time. One of my favorite facts about Jose Ramirez, he has a very real chance of being the second player ever to be a part of the 350 home run stolen base club. Only other player ever to do it was Barry Bonds. So, if you get to go watch Jose Ramirez play ball this weekend, please just enjoy it. And hopefully he doesn't do great against the Braves.
Yeah, it's some rarefied air. Rarefied air. He is, and also Chase DeLauder's coming. He's a
Chase
pretty good
DeLauder
ball
is
player.
very exciting. I picked
Yeah,
him
he's
up.
coming. So
Yeah, I picked him up in my fantasy
Ben,
league.
we appreciate you. When are we going to get something from John Hill? When you expect something on them?
As soon as possible. It depends on if my wife is asleep right now. I might record it tonight, and I'll do my best to get it out ASAP.
Well, it's there's going to be really no rush. John Hill's going to be here a long time. It looks like. So Ben, I appreciate you, and y'all can follow Ben where?
On X at Weaver_cards. I have an Instagram at Weaver_cards. And yeah, that's where I'm at. Come say hi.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, man. All right, Ryan. So Toriano very dominant. Just kind of tip your cap to him. 20 innings this year, 1 run. He pitched 8 the other night. Drake did get him in the first inning with a big home run. But other than that, he was unhittable, wasn't he?
He was absolutely disgusting, man. I mean, and you watch the way this dude pitches. He throws 100 miles an hour at the top of the zone with the four-seamer. He buries a sinker inside to right-handed hitters. He plays a split finger off of the sinker and off the four-seamer, and then, oh yeah, just to add one more weapon to his box, he throws an absolutely devastating knuckle curveball off the fastball. So he is a tough cookie to hit, and he was just absolutely dominant in this game.
And as you know, Chris Sale was off. Also, that game allowed them to get their runs. He was looked good the first 3 innings, and then the fourth inning, his release point was off, and he got wild. He hit a couple of batters, walked some batters. Very uncharacteristic with Chris doing that. Anything you got to add on that?
No, I mean, I did like seeing the emotion out of him, though. You know, he knew that his team really needed him to pitch some innings just because the bullpen was overworked in Anaheim and he wasn't able to come through for his team. And, you know, Chris is one of the best competitors that is out there in baseball, and it just ate at him, and he showed a little emotion out on the mound. And I think Braves country should appreciate that. You know, we've been saying for the last 2 years this team doesn't show enough emotion. Well, Chris Sale did, and I think we showed plenty this series.
Yeah, I mean that's a good point. I mean, we showed a lot of grit and emotion that we think's been lackluster. Definitely last year was 100% lackluster year. I like the fight in the ninth inning where we put a couple of runners on. Mauricio hits a home run. Mauricio Dubon's been huge for this year. I almost get to the point to where I'd like to see Mauricio sign an extension. How about you?
I'm right there. Mauricio has been worth every dime in these first 13 games that we've played so far. He's his versatility is great. He's got great defense. He's a great athlete. He's put together great at bats. He's had big hits. I mean, and if you want to just look at raw numbers, he's got the numbers right now to back it up. I think he's got an over 900 OPS and he's hitting over 300 with a couple homers. Like, he's been really big for this team.
Yeah, he really has, and the one other thing that happened in this game was Beto was able to come in and eat some innings. We need him to do this because we have so many people that are, taxed at this point. What do you think of Osvaldo Beto? He's thrown the ball well so far this year.
Yeah, he's been throwing the ball really well. I mean, look, I'm not I'm not 100% like, okay, this guy can be a high leverage guy or like super meaningful part of the bullpen. I'm not meaning that by any disrespect. I'm saying he's kind of a mop up guy right now. But I mean, that's how you're going to build your stock. You're going to continue to come in situations that you get to pitch, and you got to pitch well. And Vito is pitching really well, and his stuff looks really good. He's got 95, 96 sink, and he's got a good slider. He's looked good.
Yeah, so we'll see how Gabito goes on that. So that's about it from game one. We got beat 6-2. Game two shows up, and we had no idea where we were going to go with that. Lopez went 4 2/3, as we said before, 2 earned runs. His ERA is now 1.15 run. It's a real deal. And he threw well, and you may ask why he only threw 4 2/3 innings. We'll be saying, like, where the hell have you been? Because we had a brawl, and Soler took him deep on his first at bat. He got hit with a slider on his second at bat, and his third at bat, he took one high up in the head area. But it wasn't near him, but it was high. It was above Jonah's head, over the umpire's head, and we have a reaction, and Soler and Reynaldo get into a little bit of brouhaha. So you want to break that down for us, Ryan?
Yeah, as you said, Ken, Soler's kind of owned Lopez in the past, and he's hit 5 homers off of him for context, and obviously getting hit in the hand the at bat prior to the brawl, and then him getting it thrown up and tight again. Was it near the head? No, but it was up at eye level, and he kind of took offense to that. It was entertaining to watch, especially when your manager just goes out there and absolutely levels him. So that was a pure textbook tackle there by Walt Weiss. But this is what I don't understand. Old Jonah right here is just kind of he's looking at Raylo right here. He sees Jorge Soler right here walking out to the mound. So right there, you kind of want to get in front of him, and then by this point, it's already on. They're squaring up, and then here comes Walt right here, and he just turns, boom, gets him. Absolutely textbook right there on the takeout. Good pivot. He threaded the needle beautifully. Round of applause right there for Walt.
You got that right. And there's 2 things that come out of this brawl for me. First of all, we got to get Jonah Heim a Spanish dictionary so he understands what the players are saying. And I think he thought they were maybe making dinner plans for later. But and the number 2 is I heard, now this is just a rumor, that Walt Weiss is now on Mel Kiper's draft board for linebackers in the NFL's draft. So if it doesn't work out for Walt here in Atlanta, he's got a little side job he can do. He can be a middle linebacker for the Atlanta Falcons, it looks like.
Absolutely agree. Or at the very least, he can teach the boys how to properly tackle. Because that was, he read the line and everything beautifully, and just threaded that needle. Yeah, that was beautiful.
It was, and then we recovered. Our offense recovered. Ozzie hits a changeup where he kind of sometimes will struggle. He hits it for a home run. The offense just kind of broke loose. I love the fight in this team, like you said, and Austin looked better. And then we get to the bullpen, and the bullpen needs a day off, so we have to bring Aaron Bummer in. And so I'm gonna let you start. I'll talk about Bummer, but I know Austin looked better, so I'm not sure if he saw your video or not. But word had to get back to him because he definitely looked better. And so, what do you think about Austin Riley Tuesday night?
He looked a lot better. He was finally hunting the fastball. I think that's the one thing that I noticed well is he was actually hunting the fastball again. He wasn't sitting there trying to guess along with the pitcher. He was like, you know what? I'm going to go back to the basics. I'm going to hunt the heater, and I'm going to try to work on just keeping my shoulders closed and work on my direction of the swing path. I want it to go to right center field, and it looked a lot better. I think it was like his second or third at bat where he finally squared one up and he sent a rocket to right field. He worked a couple walks. I think it was either this game or the next game. He just overall looked a lot better this game.
Yeah,
got a lot more confidence too.
We'll talk about it. He had an at bat today that was fantastic, and it didn't result in a hit. He had a really good at bat. On the Aaron Bummer, I know it's kind of a hot take topic on Twitter, the social platforms. I don't know what you do with him. Nobody wants him at $9 million, and he's definitely not a high leverage guy. And this is not really particularly a high leverage situation. 5-2. If you're in the situation and nobody on, he comes in, cleans in, he hits a batter, walks the batter, and has somebody hit 100 miles an hour to get an out. So we have to bring Rossiel in for a 5-out save, which I'm not sure Snit be willing to do so much. Another good Walt Weiss move. But I think Aaron Bummer, I'm not sure what we do with him, but we don't really have another high leverage left-handed arm to go with Dylan. And so it's kind of tough right now, isn't it, Ryan, where you put Aaron in there, because they gave him kind of a soft cushion to play pitch in this game, and he failed. So what are your thoughts on Aaron?
Send him to the moon. Look, I know we don't have another high leverage lefty in the bullpen, and it's just kind of Dylan Lee, and Dylan hasn't looked like the Dylan Lee that we're used to fully yet. But at the same point in time, you had a 5-2 lead, bottom of the eighth, and you had a clean inning to start. Like you said, it's not a high leverage situation, but Aaron Bummer makes it a high leverage situation just because it's late in game, and he hit a guy, walked a guy, and then before you know it, you got a tying run to the plate. And then the final straw was, like you said, a 100-mile-an-hour fly out to deep right center field. Walt Weiss had enough, and then Iglesias has to come and pick you up for 5 outs. It's a lot to ask out of a back-end reliever like that, especially Iggy this late in his career.
Yeah, I agree. And I thought it was huge, though. Atlanta went and got 2 runs in the top of the ninth, and I think it eased a little bit for Iglesias. And he was able to close the door in that one. So overall, a really good win. And that got us to Game 3 today. Our bullpen is taxed. And basically, Jeremy and Walt said, okay, Grant, you got to go 100 pitches, whatever happens. And as Ben talked about, he got in trouble in the second, tied the game 2-2, and got the bases loaded. And he showed a lot of, we said back the other day, kahunas, nails to get out of that and actually go 6 2/3 today. That was outstanding. And, Ben's already gave him some love. So what do you want to give him a little love there, Ryan? Because Grant really saved our day today by giving the bullpen an extra day off.
Yeah, look, there's a certain section on Twitter that just absolutely hates Grant Holmes, and I don't know what he did to those people, but it certainly can't be what is going his way on the social media app, but he stepped up. Yeah, he lost control for a good solid inning, right? Like he walked some guys that he shouldn't have walked. He gave up a couple runs, but you know what, Grant, he stepped up. He nutted up a little bit. He got out of that inning, and then he didn't allow anything else to come across the board on his side of the ball. And he gave the offense a chance to go ahead and take the lead. And he pitched meaningful innings that the bullpen could not pitch today. Like if he gets out in the second inning right there, you're facing Aaron Bummer and Jose Suarez or Martin Perez because they're desperate to cover innings at this point, and that just puts your pitching staff in a worse situation.
Yeah, they would have. It would have been tough to win this game without Grant doing that. Now, the other thing that we needed today, we needed the offense to keep hitting the ball like they did late in Game 2. And they did that. And it was everybody in the lineup. Everybody in the lineup reached base. Olson hit a home run. Dubon had a big 2-run double. Riley looked good. He had a big hit for an RBI, but he also had a 99-mile-an-hour heater up in the strike zone, one he has not touched all year. Hit it dead center, almost out of the ballpark, an absolute rope. Offense just was really good today. And if we have this offense the rest of the year, we're going to win a lot of games, don't you think?
Absolutely. You just want to know what the runners and scoring position numbers were the last 2 games?
Oh, what were they?
7 for 21. That is a 3. And you can check my math. A 333 batting average with runners in scoring position. That's going to play. That'll play.
Well, as you know, I'm a retired math teacher coach, so you're right. 33%. You're going to win a lot of cotton picking games, as we like to say, and so just outstanding. One of the things that did happen in this game that we wanted to touch base because y'all all talked about it was, are we going to have a Ronnie Acuna shutdown challenge for 30 days? Because Ronnie is now, I think, 0 for 5 or 0 for 6 on challenges this year, and he's really been bad on them. So are we going to have a little shutdown on Ronnie challenging balls and strikes right now?
Yeah. Look, I think he's gotten one correct. I think I remember one, but it's like 1 for 6 or 1 for 7 or whatever it is at this point. And today's was the final straw with me. And I love Ronald. This is nothing against him personally or anything like that, but the ball was completely in the strike zone, and it was kind of middle of the plate. Like, there's probably a pitch you sort of swung at to do some damage on, and you thought it was a ball. Like, no. Like, your privileges have been revoked for at least 30 days, and you're getting fined for it being that bad, in my opinion. Like, and I would say that across the board. If anybody tapped their head on that pitch, I'm like, yeah, you're getting fined for that one, bud. You're getting fined for that one.
Yeah, I'd be interested. I don't think they do a lot of that, but back in the day, that definitely would have been a fine. I wonder if Ronnie is actually having a talk with him. We joke about that, but Ronnie definitely needs to also kind of learn what situations to do it in as well. Uh, the other thing in this game that it was very interesting was that Austin Riley looked like a spring chicken out there. We talked about how quickly he bounced up after the brawl. He had a lot of juice today. He stole a base. He had basically a single to right fielder, and the right fielder was a little slow with the ball, and he hustled all the way and got a double today. Austin's starting to feel good about himself, isn't he, Ryan?
Yeah, he's getting the confidence back, man. And that was the one thing that it was his approach. Like I said, that was lacking, and then it was the non-confidence in the swings. Well, he fixed his approach. He finally had a little bit of he had a rocket to right field that really got him feeling good, and now he's playing baseball again. It's nice to see. And I'm not saying that Austin Riley's back. I'm saying he is on the right track. I say
I agree.
he is right there.
I agree. I totally agree. And some of y'all DM me about Suarez, me being a little too hard on Jose, and I don't still think so. But what Jose did today is what I think Jose can do for us, and that's really clean up games, whether we're way ahead or behind, and just get those innings. And he actually has decent stuff in those situations. I think he pitches well in that when there's not a lot of, I'm not saying he struggles under pressure, but it just seems like those situations he does well. And we got through and gave our bullpen actually literally 2 days off, and that's going to be huge going into the homestand, don't you think?
Yeah, a bullpen that's been absolutely eaten alive because we've been in very close games the last 4 or 5 games. So, I mean, to give your high leverage guys 2 days off in a row, basically, I mean, pretty much your entire bullpen 2 days off in a row is very nice. It's very nice. Sets it up well
Yeah,
for the weekend.
it does. It really does. And, you know, the other thing that come kind of interesting in this game with everything going on was in that ninth inning, I realized that Draken had a hit today. And he got a base hit and knocked in an RBI. But we come to custom that if Drake's playing, he's going to do something special every game he plays.
Every game he's doing something positive to impact the game, whether that's getting on base, whether it's driving in a run, whether that's putting up a good at bat to work the pitch count up, or calling a good game, or throwing out a runner. He's doing something every game. He's been the most impactful player that we've had this year so far.
Yeah, it's really good. So we take 2 out of 3. We know Ben's already gave us his play of the game, play of the series, excuse me, and being Ronaldo with the good swing. He's the one connected in the fight. He got a good punch in. How about you? What's the play of the series for you?
For me, it is in game 3. Grant Holmes in the second inning. He worked himself into trouble. He looked like he wasn't even going to make it through 2 full innings. Bullpen was about to be ragged out for the entire homestand coming up. And he clutched up and absolutely just laid it out there on the mound. And he said, "You know what? Screw it. I'm getting y'all out, and I'm putting this game on my back." And he did a fantastic job. That's my play of the series.
Oh, that's a dynamic one. Mine is I'm going to go back to the brawl, and I got to give a fellow coach a lot of love here. I thought Walt Wise handled everything beautifully. First of all, got out there to protect his player. Yes, even for me, him tackling Soler with a head to crotch was legendary. And I even told my Brave rep today that they should have a bobblehead at the end of the year with that visual. But I also thought after the game, his press conference was like a 20-year veteran manager going to the Hall of Fame. Just was outstanding, and he pointed out the fact that maybe he couldn't get into Lope's mind, but definitely knew that we can't be hitting batters or doing that kind of stuff. We got to learn how to get them out, and I'm sure that Jeremy and Walt will work with Reynaldo. Luckily, we don't have to face the Angels unless Soler gets traded, which he usually does. We might not have to face him again this year, but I'm going to go Walt Weiss. What do you think about Walt getting a bobblehead with head to crotch later on this year?
I would be in the stands for that bobblehead giveaway. I'd be in the stands. Don't care what day it was. I'd call out from work sick. I'd be getting that bobblehead 100%. That's my MFing manager.
Yeah, I agree. I wouldn't mind that staying on the bobblehead. My MFN manager. So I'm all for that. So we go to the MVP of the series. And Mr. Ben gave us Grant Holmes. How about you? Who's your MVP of this winnable series? The series that we won out in LA.
It's a guy that everybody has really kind of taken for granted. You don't even realize he's doing what he's doing until you look at the box score at the end of the series. I am going Mauricio Dubon.
Oh, excellent.
4 for 11, had a bomb, 3 RBIs, had some really good at bats, some really important RBIs that we needed. Yep, that's my guy right there.
I love me some Mauricio Dubon, and we didn't know who was picking, but I'm going Mauricio Dubon as well. I think he's been huge. And what gets me excited, Ryan, is let's look to the future and how huge he's going to be for us. Murphy starts to rehab, as we said, Friday. Kim is coming. We get all our pieces back, and you can take Mauricio and do what Mauricio does and go give these people days off. I thought Eli played good the other night, by the way, filling in for Michael. So I'm okay with that, too. Not taking anything away from Eli. But isn't it nice to know that Mauricio can go to any spot on the field, 7 spots, and play well? Just outstanding. I think AA hit a home run. We're not going to kill the guy. Got traded. We've done enough. He was a good player for us, and he did what he could do for us. But Mauricio Dubon's definitely a step up, and he has lengthened our bench so much, and he can be huge the rest of the season for us winning the division.
Yep. He gives you that
100%.
flexibility, man. Riley needs a day off. All right, I'll go play third. All right, Kim needs a day off just to get his legs back up under him because he didn't have, he's a little slow behind the 8 ball with the injury. All right, I'll go play shortstop. Ozzie needs a blow. Okay, I'll go play second base. Anywhere in the field, that dude's providing you Gold Glove defense, and he right now a 900 OPS bat.
Yeah, he's been tremendous, and so. Anything else from the series before we take our sights and move them to the Cleveland Guardians coming to town?
I just want to reiterate how beautifully Walt Weiss threaded that needle to tackle Soler. It amazes me. He stopped on a dime, Chad. This man's 62-ish years old. He stopped on a dime, pivoted, and just took out a behemoth of a human being like it was nothing.
It was beautiful. And I'm sure there's a T-shirt coming down the pike. It's not a bobblehead, so we'll
Roto's
definitely
on it. I can promise you Roto wears on it.
You got that right. So we got the Cleveland Guardians come to town. Ben touched on it. One of the best players in the game, Jose Ramirez, shows up. One of the best young prospects in the game, and Chase DeLauder shows up. One of the most pesky hitters in the game shows up, and Stephen Kwan. This is going to be a very tough series. Garrett Williams went out to L.A. and shut them down. They've got pitching, and our bullpen, I think, is the best But there's anybody can give us a run, it's Chase Smith and the Cleveland Guardians pen. And this is going to be a tough series. Right now, we're lined up with Mr. Elder going to pitch. I guess Mr. Perez is going to pitch, and he did okay the other night. And then Mr. Sale is going to make his vengeful tour come Sunday night. How do you see this series going with the Cleveland Guardians?
Do you know who we're getting?
I do not. I wish with the afternoon game, I wasn't able to pull that up. I'm hoping that we miss Williams, but I don't think we are. If we are getting Williams, I hope he's going Sunday night against Sale, because I think Sale would like another rematch of number ones, because he lost the battle to Soriano. But their staff is really, really good. But their bullpen is too. We're going to have to make sure we hit and get ahead of them, because as I feel like with us, if we get to the seventh inning, game over, they're kind of in the same situation. So to beat Cleveland, you want to get ahead of them. So were you able to look that up real quick, who we're getting?
Yeah, so I got it right here. So I think this is Friday night. Now listen, South Georgia education right here. Don't hate me, all right? Ciccone?
Well,
Ciccone. There you go. Okay, see? Close enough for me.
That's pretty good.
Ciccone and Elder. You got that on
Okay.
Friday night. Saturday is Messick and Martin Perez. And then Sunday is Chris Sale and Tanner Bibby.
All right, so I kind of like it. We missed Williams.
Yes.
I like Elder a lot against Ciccone. I like Sale against Tanner, and I'm 50-50 on even Martin and Martin and his game. So I'll go first. You want to hear this, chat? One of us has to step out on a limb. I think we may sweep.
That is a bold move, Ken. That is a bold move right there.
It is a bold move. So what do you think?
I think we win 2 out of 3. It's going to be hard, I think, to sweep the Guardians. They're just a very pesky team. I don't know what their offensive stats are this year. I don't have that knowledge on me. I would imagine the Guardians are probably league average or a little bit below league average, just because that's who they are by nature in the past. But their pitching is good. And
it's very good and
wins games.
Yeah, it's very good, and you just cannot let Jose Ramirez or Chase Delauder beat you. You just cannot let them two beat you. They are at pivotal point. Put this to Braves fans, because they don't follow Cleveland maybe as much as the other teams. It's the same feeling that when the Phillies get here and the Braves said, the two people who cannot beat us are Harper and Schwarber. Let everybody else beat us. If Alec Boehm has a big series and beats us or whatever, that's fine. They can't beat us. The Dodgers show up in town. Ohtani, and they got so many, but Ohtani and Freeman can't beat us. Make Max Muncy, Andy Pajes. That's the way the Guardians are. You cannot let Jose Ramirez beat you. Now, here's the thing, chat. Jose Ramirez is not just a power hitter. He runs. He can do everything. He's a little pudgy guy. You think he can't run. He can fly. It's triple, double. He's the real deal. Ryan's probably more right. It's probably a 2 out of 3 series, but I do like the pitching matchups for us in this. We'll need Bryce to shove, and I expect Chris Sale to have a monster game Sunday night. And the Guardians do kind of strike out, so if you want a little gambling tidbit, take the over in Chris Sale's line and strikeouts. I don't know what the number is. I don't bet, but he's going to have some strikeouts come Sunday night.
So, the Cleveland Guardians are a bottom-tier offense right now in 2026.
Always.
Bottom
Always.
tier. Like 28th, 30th is where they rank in a lot of categories right now. So.
Yeah, they win their games with pitching. So the key to our offense is get 4 runs, you'll feel good. Get 4 runs and win the game. So, all right, so that's pretty good. And so we'll go, and we're going to got one more thing to do. We're going to draw for the free tickets. With 2 tickets to go see Chris Sale dominate Sunday night against Tanner Bybee. And here's the list. Here's the list. That's on YouTube, subscribers. I do appreciate everybody. Don't stop subscribing on all of our platforms. But as you know, we're going to take the 3 MVPs. That was Grant Holmes. I think he wears 66. Mauricio Dubon wears 14, and I took him, and Ryan took him. That's 28. Even in my math, I know that's 94. 94. So let me get 94 here. We had 22 people do it. And so I count there, and I go down. That'll be 88. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And our winner, I'm a little excited about this winner. I actually know them. You know him too. He's going to be pumped. And I'm excited because he's a Georgia Tech guy as well. But Mr. Dawson Osborne, better known on Twitter as Dawsborn, y'all see him all the time. He just won 2 tickets. Look at that. Dawson Osborne. Look at that. You're very glad we didn't pick Mauricio Dubon both, Dawson. You wouldn't be going to the game, but you're going to the game. Him and his girlfriend. I've seen pictures of them. So, Dawson, you get 2 tickets to the Guardians game and a parking pass. What do you think about that, Mr. Dawson Osborne winning the 2 tickets?
Good for him, man. He gets to go watch Chris Sale and Jose Ramirez duke it out, man. That's going to be fun. Should be a good pitching matchup. You get to see a future Hall of Famer. Probably a few of them in that game. It's going to be fun.
I think it will be too. It'll be really good. So, you got anything else to add tonight before we get out of here?
No, chat. If the podcast seems a little bit off, it's because we have been dealing with technical difficulties all night long. So please forgive us for that. Even if we sound a little frustrated, that was why. So just forgive us for a little bit of an off night. We've grinded through this one.
Yeah, amen. And for me, my final thought is that we do appreciate y'all. Our numbers for 2-week podcasts have really been good. We couldn't do it without you, and you give us energy. As you can tell, as Ryan said, we had problems with the podcast tonight, but knowing y'all want our takes and get the stuff out there is really good. And one last thing, we did catch this late today, and you already know Reynaldo's not going to miss a start. He got suspended, reduced to 5 games, and they're going to be able to get through it without and day counts as one of them. So he's going to be able to make his next start. So congratulations to us. All right, that's us tonight. Remember, follow us on all social media. Hardcore Braves. You can also find Ryan at Braves Homer 27. He has his hitting show. Get on that. You know what it's called, Ryan?
It's called the Braves Hip Coil. We're on X right now, and we are on YouTube. So YouTube's going to see everything first. I'll go ahead and tell you. So if you want to follow the hitting content, because there's going to be a good bit of it, I'm going to be a busy laddie. Head on over to YouTube and hit subscribe for me. I very much appreciate it. Of course, subscribe to the Hardcore Braves YouTube channel and all the other socials that we got.
Yep, amen. All right, we're out. Peace, guys.
Peace.
You know what, boys? You guys are going to be world champions for the rest of your life.